When it comes to people who feel like they are trapped because you are simply living your life as best as you can, even when you are faced with turmoil, even when it's heartache, even when you're going through major breakups, even when you are facing big time legal situations, like even in the midst of some of your hardest times, you did not look like what you was going through. Oh my gosh, tap in. You did not look like what you was going through. That A pissed them off. When you don't look like you going through troubled times, people actually lessen the impact of what your environment is like at that time. Oh, it must not be that bad for you. Oh, you must not have to do this or that. Or it must not actually come up that way for you. You'll be okay. You don't need the help. You don't need me to show up for you because you look okay. Tap in. Let me tell you something. Just because the collective don't look like they being drugged through the mud by the spiritual realm, okay, by spiritual warfare, don't mean that they are not going through that. And that's where a lot of the collectives start to cuss out their family members or their friends, or there's an offense happening to them, or the collective feels attacked because your journey is truly being dismissed because they don't see you falling apart. It's almost like they want to see the show. When my people say that they going through a hard time, I don't look at them and be like, oh, well, shoot, you can't be going through that much of a hard time because, girl, you wearing some fancy makeup. Girl, what? You can't be going through that hard of a time because look, you got, $1 million home or whatever the case. I don't know what people are judging this shit on at this point, okay? A hard time is a hard time. Spiritual warfare is spiritual warfare, and it manifests in people's lives in different ways. But because this frustrated, foul mouth, foul tongue, hating hoe in the back sees that you are not looking like what you have been through or what you are going through, oh, it's almost like they want to disrupt that collective. They got a big old problem with that. I'm going to clarify by splitting this random deck. Look, exuberance in reverse. Listen. Yeah. Like I said, collective, these people do not want to see you shine. They do not want to see you live in a world of delight. They don't even want you to see the bright side of things. It's always for them. Always tap in, collective. You gotta be in a funk. Because it's like when you are in a funk around them, they feel like they gotta one up on you. That is some insidious shit, collective. What you mean you feel like you gotta one up on me because I'm not doing my best or feeling my best, collective? Tap in. There's a young lady on here. I'm not finding her name. I'm going to put it in the description box. But it's a young lady on here who was homeless for a long time, who was living out of a storage unit with her baby. And luckily she was blessed with a home, and now she's no longer homeless. But she was saying how like people would dismiss her because she always was well put together even when she was homeless. Tap in. And when you don't have a roof over your head, when you don't have four walls, you're already chaotic because there's not a place to kind of like house your everyday energy. So imagine her getting around certain people looking like $1 million freaking dollars every time, and they dismiss her actual struggle because she don't look like she homeless. Tap in. She don't smell like she homeless. She don't speak like she going through the roughest time of her life. Tap in. And that brings me to like how you can be around people. This is a form of spiritual warfare, collective. You can be around people who truly want to see you at the bare minimum of succeeding. They want to see you at the bare minimum of living paycheck to paycheck. They don't want to see you move anywhere closer to being okay just so they can feel better about themselves, collective. That's wicked. That is wicked. And I feel like that's exactly what is being exposed to the collective right now. Wow, tap in. And this triggers them. This makes them so upset. I'm going to just split another freaking deck randomly and see what in the world is going on with them feeling so triggered. Why is this triggering them? Splitting this random deck right now. This is a hidden message. Queen of Swords. What's behind the Queen of Swords? The King of Cups. Because they inadequate. They are emotionally inadequate to handle that is not the clothes that make you shine. They are emotionally inadequate to know or to handle the fact that the way that you show up, God shines through you regardless. Tap in. It's almost like this person, like the way that they are triggered, they triggered by your intellect. They triggered by the fact that you're smart. Tap in. I love me a smart friend. I love me an educated friend. I love me an intellectual friend. But this person that's in your circle, when you start speaking, when you start showing up and you start smiling and people want to know more about you and like just being in your presence is truly an experience, a beautiful experience. What triggers them is their inadequacy to feel like they got to keep up. Let me say that. I said that backwards. They feel like they are inadequate to keep up with you. Tap in. They are in competition with you. You ain't in competition with them, collective. And this is huge energy. This is big. Like, collective, I feel like if you haven't noticed it yet, or if it's just kind of like, you're like peeking your eye at and you're like, what is wrong with this situation here? I'm telling you, that's what it is, and you're going to notice it just like that, collective. Tap in. It's almost like they aim to find situations to make you unsafe. Collective, this is spiritual warfare right now. And you know what's interesting about this type of spiritual warfare with this type of person is that when they aim to make you feel unsafe, unprotected, insecure, when they do this type of activity, it's like, it's so sneaky. It is so like sleight of hand. Like, it's, I don't like this. I don't like this, collective. Wow. What was hiding behind them? The Ace of Swords. I'm telling you, they feel completely inadequate. And the fact of the matter is, collective, is that they very well may be inadequate. But that's not something you ever made them feel like, collective. That's not something that you ever harped on, or something that you ever even paid attention to, whether or not this person that you are supposed to love and trust is inadequate, or they feel inadequate in their own rights. But now, look, shadow. What's hiding behind this shadow? The Page of Wands. Yeah. They feel like they are living in your shadows. You probably like, what shadow? Like, girl, what you talking about? I ain't got no shadows. I'm over here. I'm trying to survive, girl. Tap in. I already know what you're saying, collective. See, that is where your state of mind is, and I need you to remove yourself from that state of mind, because, girl, that's not where we at right now. Okay, what we talking about is somebody who's putting you on a pedestal while judging themselves for not being on that same pedestal, getting the attention that you're getting. Tap in. Being able to freely express themselves, being able to elevate, feel secure within themselves, walk to the beat of their own drum. You have triggered them into releasing the demons, the energy, the negativity that's attached on them. And now they gotta look at you sideways. Now they gotta look at you like, how can I create a path of destruction to the very person who I know I'm not supposed to hate, but I hate anyway? Dog, I want you to think of how crazy that is. that you sitting up here next to somebody who hate that they hate you, but they hate you anyway. That is freaking wild. And I know now that I'm pointing it out, you're going to know. You're going to be like, wow, you right, Cass. You right. When I say one thing, when I'm talking about what I learned, what I do, what I have, what I'm working towards, they be mad. They big mad, like I'm like I didn't work for what I have. Like I don't deserve it. Like I'm unworthy. That's how they look at you. Or why can't I have that? Tap in. That's the real shadow that they living in. It ain't the shadow of you. You are bright. You are a ray of sunshine, collective. The shadow that they living in is whatever demon of jealousy is attached to their back. And they hate that they have it and don't know what to do with it. They don't know that they got to pray that demon away. They don't know they got to get deeper in their relationship with God. They don't know that they have to start performing their rituals. They don't know that they have to start doing their spiritual bath and removing that energy from them. They don't know that they got to break generational curses. You want to know why? Because they are comfortable with blaming everything on you spiritually because they don't want to do the work themselves. That's the real shadow. Continuing to make themselves frustrated because they refuse to do the work themselves. They so busy trying to make you feel trapped because they feel triggered by your shine, by who you are just living on the everyday. They so busy trying to make you feel trapped that they themselves have trapped their own mindset into believing that they have to live in your footsteps when you never advocated for that. You've never shown up and said, you have to walk in my footsteps, nor have you judged anybody along their journey for going on a different path. You actually welcome it. You don't downplay it. Ooh, that's the real shadow they living under. Always trying to look. And I'm telling you, collective, I'm seeing this 4 of Wands right now. It's almost like, what's hiding behind this 4 of Wands? What's hiding behind this door? Let's take a look. What else is going on with this fool? Yeah, with the 7 of Wands. So we got the 4 of Wands and 7 of Wands. So this is like a burning passion for them. This is like a burning desire to keep you or make you feel like you are undeserving of where you are and what you have. It's almost like they want to keep access to you just to see how far they can push you to spark self-doubt or spark some limiting beliefs, or not see you succeed, or watch you fall, or change your mind, or watch a relationship fail, or anything. I don't, y'all, with this 7 of Wands, so we go from the 4 to the 7. No, y'all, you know what I'm feeling right now? I feel like this person has tried so hard in so many ways, specifically through their words, like I said, specifically through their words, specifically trying to march to your drum. Ooh, wee. That is almost like they want to, it's almost like they want to follow your spiritual footsteps to get what you have. This is interesting, collective. It's almost like, it's wow. You know what, collective? This is confirmation, and the person that I'm speaking to right now knows this is confirmation. Tap in. This person knows that this is confirmation. I feel like, collective, this person, this friend, this family member, this associate, this co-worker, this whoever this, to some of y'all, this could be your spouse. This could be people who just don't like you and don't even freaking know you, collective. I feel like they have tried to spiritually access your powers, what makes you you. Some of y'all call it destiny swap, which can't nobody destiny swap with you. First of all, they gotta have a righteous destiny to destiny swap, and they don't. But I feel like this person wants to know what makes you great? What makes you you? Like, how could you not look like what you go through? How could you not look like you're defeated when I know for a fact that you have faced defeat? Oh, tap in, collective. We've all faced defeat before. We ain't going to the pen and act like we haven't. This is the real world, honey. Sometimes the world whip our ass. Sometimes we win. Sometimes we lose. Collective, tap in. But there's always a lesson, right? There's always a lesson in our blessings. Tap in. And because I feel like, collective, you're going to see it. There's going to be what people call like serendipitous situations where you might cross paths with somebody who says the same words or sounds like the person that I'm talking about in your circle that's really an undercover hater, but really undercover hating themselves while publicly hating you, girl. They just a hot mess. They just a hot mess. So really what it is they hate themselves, but in order to not admit to themselves that they hate themselves, they gonna try to sabotage you and show that they hate you, when really what they hate in you is what they hate in themselves. That being is the lack of what they have in themselves. That's what I want to say. So I wouldn't even be surprised, collective, if this person woke up and was like, let me do some type of candle burning ritual. Ooh, some type of candle burning ritual to ask for access to what makes the collective show up, know up, and glow up. Tap in. What is it? And then they found out. They found out through, Trump keeps saying the Department of War. They found out through your spiritual Department of War that this ain't a fight that they ready for, collective. Tap in. I said in your preparation season, I absolutely said that your spiritual Department of Defense, your spiritual Department of War, they about whatever. They ready. Because there will be no interruption. There will be no disruption to you moving into your season of abundance and blessings. Tap in. Yeah, that's the real shadow. So essentially, collective, up until this point, what I have unpacked and what the collective is facing on the battlefield is that while they are pouring into yourself, like while the collective is pouring into themselves, tap in. While you are creating safe spaces for yourself to thrive, even if you are in the midst of some chaos right now, don't let up the fact that you are still building around that chaos, or you're still building for a life beyond that chaos. Tap in. The fact that you are in this triggers the enemy. The enemy that is in this moment, in this channel message, is someone that you have shared a space with. And I'm going to say frequently, as a matter of fact. Tap in. This could be a friend, a family member, a co-worker. This might not be someone that you know personally, but this could be somebody that has seen you around. I feel like there's a lot of energy in which somebody feels familiar with you. And so because they are triggered, what they're going to try to do is like, not just sweet talk you, but try to like low key investigate what it is that makes you show up the way that you do, even in the midst of warfare. Tap in, even when you're on the battlefield, collective. Oh my goodness. And I feel like as they do like these little 1-2 punches to try to get you to have self-doubt, to not have the belief that you do, to walk away from your divine purpose, to walk away from just what makes you happy in this moment. As they try to do that, they find out that they are truly in a competition with you without wanting to acknowledge that the problem is not you. Is them. They feel inadequate emotionally, that they can't have the same conversations as you, that they don't get the attention that you get, that they are unable to command the attention of a room or have these deeper conversations, or that they don't have access to the knowledge base that you do, or that their gifts don't show up the way that it should. And this is really the exuberance in reverse came out, the number 13. Isn't that very interesting? Number 13 came out, and they want you to feel like They want you to feel like low spirited. They don't want you to be happy. They want you to feel frustrated and trapped, when essentially what they have done is trap themselves in this mindset. It's nobody's fault but their own, because they are insecure. And that's the real shadow. And they are frustrated because no matter which way they try to slice it with you, collective, they are always going to be within the shadow of themselves. They say every time they try to break through, every time they think that they have you cornered, and admitting that, oh, I just wasn't doing good at that time in my life. You know what, collective, this just came to me. This is the type of person who will bring up your struggles in front of other people to try to shame you about your struggles. Tap in. And this is where the frustration, this is where their brains start to break. This is where they feel like they can't go any further, or they start to feel even more trapped, is that when they bring up your struggles or your situation in front of other people in hopes to shame you, what actually happens is the other person who is a spectator to this gravitates towards you even more. Like, oh my goodness, you went through that as well, so did I. This is what I did. This is who I contacted. Like, it's almost like the God in the both of you are like sparked up, and now y'all two connected, while that person who just tried to shame you is looking like a fool with their pants on the ground. Tap in. Woo-wee, leading to more frustration. I'm telling you, collective, this is a wicked heifer that is in your vicinity. I don't like this person at all. We got the Page of Pentacles and we got the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, thinking that they're gonna find a secret sauce, thinking that they're gonna be able to knock you off your game, thinking that it's almost like thinking because you might be closer to the time in your life where your struggle is still fresh enough. You might be closer to that than you are like far away. Like, oh, I ain't struggling in like years. Like, well, I don't even know what the struggle feel like no more at this point where I am in my life, and I don't never want to go back to feeling that way. I was like, you closer to like, whoa, it's still very like close to me. It's still very like, ooh, my crown chakra is just like vibrating right now. I feel like I am talking to the collective for real right now. My goodness. My crown chakra is like, girl. I'm like, y'all, why keep rubbing my head? Because, first of all, my hair is just incredibly soft. But then also because my crown chakra is vibrating. And look, the Emperor is on the Hermit is on the back. Excuse me. Ooh, yes. Not the Hermit. We're gonna address the Hermit in a second. But yeah, this person is like, okay, well, you might be closer to being down and out than you are being more successful or being more feeling comfortable in your own skin. So let me see how I can exploit that. Yeah, there's some exploitation, there's some attempted exploitation here. And you know what else I'm feeling, collective? I'm feeling like the person that this enemy in this particular battlefield try to embarrass you in front of. I feel like that person is going to like almost connect the dots and be like, whoa, that was unnecessary. Why'd you have to say that? That wasn't cool. I have a problem with what you just did. I feel like that person's going to call it out, and that's going to just solidify everything that you've been feeling, everything that you've been digesting from this person this entire time. Collective, tap in. And let me tell you something else, collective. Okay, let's be very clear with one another here. When this type of person is exposed in your camp, once the light bulb is on, it will never go off. And you will see how over the course of time, this person has been really throwing jabs and shots at you in a way that's highly insidious and disgusting and narcissistic. Because see, the way that narcissists operate, okay, these demons operate, listen, they do everything subtly. They do everything quietly. That's why when it comes to people having years of that type of undercover abuse, it's hard to really, like, when somebody say, oh, what happened? It's hard for you to explain what happened because there's so many data points that when it finally clicked for you, like, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. So I hear a lot of the collective when they get out of relationships or something like this is exposed, and it's like, okay, well, shoot, Describe what went down. And the first thing out your mouth is, where do I even begin? Yeah. I was like, ooh, the collective. What's going on with this hermit? There's something hiding behind the hermit. Let's see. Strength card. Yeah, this person is truly upset. It's almost like when they go home, it's like when they go home at night, when they come out of your presence, it's almost like they really are like, not just mad, but they are furious. They are furious at you, collective. Almost furious. Actually, they're not even furious at you. That's the projection. They really furious at themselves, because the strength card talks about you. It's really you versus you. And being able to show that your strength doesn't come through being violent. Your strength comes through you understanding just how beautifully strong you are, and how you can control that strength and not take advantage of people, not hurt people with your strength, not exploit people with your strength. I just talked about exploitation and how this person wants to exploit your journey in a way that shames you. That is another underlying factor here. Ooh, tap in. This person is upset that they are unable to control that bit of you. And that when they go home and look at the man in the mirror, what's this, the six? Oh no, this is the 8 of Wands. Yeah, when they go home and look at that man in the mirror, who exactly are they looking at? They looking at somebody who can't make a decision for themselves. They looking at somebody who is not happy where they are. Like, it's almost like to look at themselves in the mirror is a form of dark magic, because what they ain't faced in their shadows is still haunting them. It's like when they look at themselves in the mirror, they look past their souls. I can look at myself and I can look straight in my eyes in the mirror. These people cannot. This person cannot. Ooh, that is suffering. That is suffering. Give me one more. Give me one more. This person is truly suffering. 2 of Cups. Yeah, so what I just say, truly suffering. Don't know what it means to heal. Don't know what it means to love themselves. They always looking for outside validation to make themselves feel good. That's why they are so triggered by the fact that you can validate yourself, collective. They are looking for outside validation, and it frustrates them that they can't get it when you are around. It's not that you're not searching for a collective, you validate yourself. But because of your self-validation, what's being reflected by the people around you, except for this heifer right here, what's being reflected by the people around you is more validation. Tap in. And this person just cannot stand it. They are in emotional turmoil. They are in mental turmoil. Truly upset that you got it. You're able to hold your own, and they don't. Tap in, collective. Ooh-wee. Let's see what else is going on here. Let's transition into how you're going to move through this, move past this, how this person is going to, let's see if they redeem themselves. Let's see if they stay where they are. More than likely, somebody that's dealing with this level of emotional, spiritual health issues, oftentimes you'll move on from them. And they have to deal with this on their own. There's nothing you can do about this. Yeah. This energy is crazy. And if you just found this out about somebody in your circle, collective, I'm sorry. Tap in. I'm sorry that this is your experience. But also, I'm very happy that this is your experience, because nobody deserves to be punished for the journey that they have gone through, that they succeeded in, that they have learned to love themselves through the toughest times, and that they don't look like what they're going through. Nobody deserves to be punished or humiliated because of that. And I can't stand a raggedy bitch that even does that. What kind of heifer is you? What kind of heifer is this person to shame you for your journey? That is demonic. For real, for real. Who collective? I'm loving this energy. What are we flourishing around? What are we flourishing around? We got the word flower. We got the word around. Oh, the sun, growth. Okay. As we transition, y'all, I'm going to channel this entire message, y'all. Collective, tap in. Type 1 in the chat if you're ready to channel this message. What's about the flow? I don't know, but I know it feels good to say this, collective, especially coming out of something that is so dark, a realization that hurts. And I always want to say that your journey is not without the opportunity to grieve, collective, okay? Your journey is not without the opportunity to heal from those that have misused you, that have abused you, that have lied on you, that have attempted to shame you and hurt you, and want to see you fail just to make themselves feel better. But here's what I'm gonna channel from flower, around, sun, and sea. Those are the words that came out. Flower, around, sun, and sea. S-U-N, and C is S-E-E, not S-E-A. Out of those 4 words, collective, tap in. Are you with me? Out of those 4 words, collective, which one jumps out at you the most? Flower, around, sun, or sea? Because what I'm seeing right now, which is confirmation of everything I just said about this raggedy heifer or this raggedy dude that's around you, collective, okay, this is not exclusive to a man or a woman. This resonates. This resonates big time. And what flower, around, sun, sea triggers in me, channels in me, blooms in me, is that your preparation season has provided not just the foundation, but the soil to flourish. It has provided the nourishment to flourish, excuse me. I feel like, collective, a lot of you might be experiencing people coming up to you saying how good you smell. I feel like people are going to tell you like, wow, you're so beautiful today. That color looks good on you. Oh, wow, something about you just seems so beautiful. People are going to stare at you without saying anything. Collective, this might even be a time where people come and touch you. They want to like, maybe, I'm going to say like feel your flower petals, but that's just a metaphor where people want to touch you to see how soft you become, how your fullness and brightness shows up. Tap in. I feel like, collective, a lot of people are going to want to water you, shower you with gifts, collective. Do not say no. Let me tell you something, collective. When people admire the beauty within you, tap in. I'm not talking about the way you outside. I'm not talking about that. Although you are beautiful, you fine, girl, you fine, man, okay? Y'all fine. But when people want to shower you with gifts because of the frequency that shines through you, oh no, that is an offering. That is an offering to you, collective. That's saying like, wow, what I see is so great. And I've been in the presence of people like that, and people have treated me that way, collective. When people give super chats here, that is a way of saying like, wow, the way this message is shining through, it is like you are nourishing me. And in order for me to say thank you for being present like this is to exchange this financial gift. Tap in. I feel like a lot of you have experienced that or will experience that, especially coming into your abundance blessing season, collective. Whew. So do not be scared of that. I've been with people on their journeys where random people have walked up to them like, hey, I'm supposed to give you $250 and I don't know why. Here you go. And then walk off. And my friends be like, what in the world was that? I'm like, that was an offering. That was a beautiful offering. My goodness. So collective, if you start to experience this, don't turn it down. You are someone who is a flower. You are attracting. You are attracting those who are drawn to beauty. You are attracting those who are drawn to your unique fragrance that you give to the world, collective. Tap in. And then channeling over to the word around. Yeah. I feel like collective with the community you are building, especially because I pulled the word safe, secured, shelters, protected. I feel like collective with this around, I feel like that you have surrounded yourself with other, not just flowers, but greenery, with trees, with roots. Tap in. Oh my gosh. This is just turned into one of those messages where it's just like next level collective. I feel like the collective has absolutely started to surround themselves, if not physically yet, because I know a lot of you are still going through difficult seasons, right? Tap in. I know that some of you are truly like in the middle of a battle, like spiritual warfare for real. But never forget that what's happening in the unseen manifests itself in the seen realm. And when you start to plant the seeds of community in the unseen realm, it's going to plant itself in your life. Okay, you just got to give it time to bloom and grow. And I feel like collective, that's what I'm seeing for you. I'm seeing like you are the flower right here, right? And then you've got your flower friends hanging around. Y'all just a whole bunch of sunshine flowers like this. Okay, in the wind, like on one of them Disney cartoons, Sesame Street cartoons. I'm Mr. Sun, Mr. Go to Sun. Listen, don't y'all judge. That's how I'm envisioning this, right? So it's you and the people that have been on this journey with you that you love. Shoot, if it's just you, it's just you. The other flowers will grow. Tap in. And I feel like here we go. Oh, that's right, y'all know I gotta do my visuals, okay? So this you and your crew, okay? That's this whole row. And then around you are protective measures. So these are the hardier stalked flowers. These are the roots of the trees that provide shade and shelter. That provide warmth in the cold and coolness when it gets too hot. Okay, this is your security, so to speak. So I feel like even in the circumference, even in your garden of growth, as you flourish, as you flower, as you grow, people are drawn to you. There's still spiritual protective measures with the spiritual department of war. Okay, y'all's presence is changing from the spiritual department of defense to the spiritual department of war. Tap in. It's still like, yo, I know that we are beautiful, but we are warriors in a garden. Tap in. And I feel like a lot of the times, collective, people believe that because you are in your flower state, because you are flourishing, because you are a goddess, because you are divine feminine, divine masculine, people want to test you and try you. Tap in. That's a big mistake. That ain't something they want to hinge their bets on. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. Oh yes, I just received a beautiful message, y'all. Next is sun. You know, one time I was talking to a friend of mine who is like, she's highly religious. And I had used some vocabulary like, oh, you are a cosmic being. Oh, you are, you shine light on the world, or something like that. It was something like that. And she was like, I don't use those words, but I hear what you're saying. And I'm like, you didn't use those words. I use those words. And that's how I'm describing what we're talking about right now. But you know, it is what it is. And I feel like when I see the word sun or soul, okay, Latin root soul, so solar, solstice, I feel like collective, your frequency is magnified. I'm talking about super duper magnified. It almost feels like you are floating and grounded at the same time. Tap in. I feel like right now what I'm feeling, collective, what I'm channeling, is that many of you would benefit from meditation. Tap in, because you can like your mind is floating in so many beautiful spaces, or it's about to. Even if you're going through the turmoil right now, the way that your mind is operating, it's almost like a lot of you going through the turmoil, you are constructing a path for you mentally out of that situation. Let me tell you something, collective. That's not a bad thing to do. But don't forget to ground yourself. I'm also seeing with this sun energy that a lot of you are or have provided light for a lot of other people, and you may not have even known it. When you are in your truth, when you are living in your divine purpose, when you have connected yourself to God, when you have decided to establish your relationship unequivocally with God, I feel like screw that. I know for a fact that you provide complete light and warmth and security and a place for people to find refuge without you even having to try. So this could look like a friend calling you on the phone talking about, hey girl, I just wanted to, say what's up to you. Wanted to, connect with you. Boom, that's it. This could be, Coco, stop that. Stop that, boo-boo, you okay? See, I'm providing you warmth with my little foot. Oh, Coco's so cute. Y'all say hi to Coco. She getting a bath today, y'all. But I feel like, Coco, stop it. What are you doing? I'm in the middle of this channeling message. Thank you. Go to bed. I know for a fact that when you shine light, this is where I was. Sorry, before I got distracted by Coco. So this could look like people calling you on the phone wanting to connect, people wanting to go get a cup of coffee with you, people wanting to know your opinion about something, maybe sending you articles or news in your text message, maybe sending an email, extending their hand to assist you, or even, I know this might sound crazy, but even in solar, even people who are like, I appreciate you, I love you, but our energies aren't matching right now, and I'm going to pull away. Even that's a blessing. People that pull themselves away from your energy, from your orbit, when they know they don't fit, that's a blessing. I feel like this whole road is preparing us for the abundance and blessing season. Ooh, preparation. And then the C. And then to C, first of all, whoever did this mix is off the chain. I'm gonna like this. Wow. Somebody did a Dirty Diana trap remix beat as a Michael Jackson tribute, and it is fire in my ear right now. So I said, whoa, they did that. But let me continue. Let me keep on focusing. Ooh, my crown chakra is still like, it's going to be evident. This transition is so evident. Everybody's going to see it, including this hating heifer that is triggered by your glow. And I feel like that's really, not even I feel like, let me remove that. That's really the problem for this person, not for you. is that they see all of this going down. They see that you are a light bringer. They see that you are flourishing. They see that you are building a community of people around you that actually love you for who you are, that have their own gifts, that shine their own gifts to the world. Tap in, that you have people that are willing to step in or pull out where necessary, or you are building a community that looks that way and they have a problem that you are even looking to have support of that magnitude. Let me tell you something. The collective has been burned. The collective has been in fights. The collective has lost money, lost time, lost their homes, lost their vehicles, lost precious things that have been handed down to them. Listen, the collective has lost a lot in this battlefield where they're trying to help other people before they help themselves. And now, for the first time, with intention, the collective says, you know what? My relationship with God is more important than anybody else. It's God first above everything. And just you taking that stance bothers the enemy. And because of that stance, they see where that's going. That's what they want to prevent. That's why they want to trigger you into having self-doubt. Tap in. I love this collective because can't nobody tell me that going through this removal, this extraction process is for nothing. When you get into your blessing season, collective, I want you to remember this one thing. I want you to remember this one thing. Everything that you've gone through was to get you to a point of recognizing that you can 100% ask for what you want, know what you want, see the vision for yourself, bring it to God, and know for a fact that whatever the mission is going to happen the way it needs to in order for you to thrive. And everybody's going to see it. Everybody's going to know, collective. I want you to type a 1 in the chat if you've seen this happen for somebody that you love. I'm removing you out of this. If you've seen this happen for somebody that you care about, you love, a friend, family, co-worker, it don't matter. If you've seen somebody step into their own and they are like really like doing it big. I had that moment with myself with my niece the other day, y'all. I was video chatting with her. I'm sorry, not my niece, my cousin. I was video chatting with her. She's younger than me. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, wow, like she has become a beautiful young lady. And I had the pleasure, had the honor of seeing her from her witty bitty self to being a beautiful young lady. And I'm seeing her flourish. I'm seeing her build a beautiful community around herself. I'm seeing people that have entered and exited her life necessarily. And I'm seeing everybody watch. It's evident. I'm seeing everybody watch her thrive. And I love that for her. I love that for her. So if you've seen somebody enter their season of finding themselves and knowing themselves and growing, celebrate that. Now I want you to bring it back around to you. Yes, you, even you that's in the middle of some heavy spiritual warfare right now in your preparation season. Because even when you're in your preparation season and dealing with heavy spiritual warfare, you got to deal with that heavy spiritual warfare in order to remove it off of the table. Tap in. Now bring yourself back into this. What points in your life, what moments did you say, whoa, I've grown? What moments have you said, you know what? Even but for a season, I was able to have somebody around me that cared, that knew who I was, that rolled with me no matter what. How many of you have provided the growth, the warmth, the love, the protection for somebody else to thrive? I already know the collective has. I already know you have collective, because that's what you do. You do it unapologetically and sometimes to a fault. Now, I want you to think about who is witnessing you thrive. Who is witnessing you not look like what you might be going through right now? Oh, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. The fact that you get to look like $1 million, even when you thriving. I mean, even when you might not be thriving. Oh my goodness, collective. I'm talking about that so next level. Yup, deconstructing. Oh my gosh, collective. Okay, let's talk about it, because as we see the good, we also want to dive deeper into what the collective might be feeling or experiencing. Collective, this is a time to look at forgiving yourself. I didn't say forgive somebody else, okay? Because that's, I mean, listen. The forgiveness part of your journey is a meticulous one, because it causes for deep reflection of why you have to forgive somebody else. Tap in. It is not my duty, or let me not say my duty, it's not my journey to tell you that you have to forgive somebody. So I'm asking you to forgive yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you don't know how to forgive yourself, how could you possibly forgive somebody else? Tap in. Ooh, seeing the word creation makes total sense, especially with the word sun. Seeing the word creation, seeing the word abundance come out. My goodness. Abundance and purpose come out. My goodness. It looks like the sun, doesn't it? Flourishing in abundance. Surrounding your purpose. Ooh, wee. I love that. An over-sufficient supply. The state or condition of having a copious quantity of something, plentifulness of the good things of life, prosperity, and overflowing fullness. Your abundant seed, girl. Looking at this battlefield in which we started, where you are truly like one-on-one energy with somebody who don't want to see you flourish and thrive, and wants you to enter a place of frustration or feeling spiritually trapped, who can't handle who you are as a person, who can't make decisions for themselves, who dislikes themselves so much, who don't want to face their own shadows, only to see you thrive and flourish, only to know that you have what it takes, that not only can you dish it by loving somebody and championing somebody who's flourishing and thriving, but the fact you can see yourself doing the same and point to 1 or 2 or 3, or maybe a whole community of people that's watching you thrive as well. Collective, tap in. Thriving right into your abundance season, where you get to plant yourself, plant yourself into your divine purpose. This is self-determination. Big activation, big movement energy. Ooh, and the sun is an activator, and everybody's going to see the movement. Woo wee! My goodness, seeing cleanse on the bottom. That might be for many of you who might need to do a spiritual cleanse. Some of you might need to do, oh my gosh. Some of you might need to do, the word conceit. Yeah, that's that energy that just tried to pop out. That's that energy. Just try to pop out. Conceit. Imaginary beef. Imaginary problems with you. Yeah, that's that energy. It just tried to pop out. Wow. And I know it tried to pop out because I know it was that energy because it tried to hide itself. That's what made me stop and look at it the way that I did. Like, Ever, we see you. Tap in was trying to come out. Yup, dwelling. What are they dwelling on? They do. Oh no. Not what are they dwelling on? What are you dwelling on? You're dwelling on your faith. Keeping the attention directed on your faith. To speak or write insistently. Yeah, you are insistent and consistent with your faith. And it's I kept bringing up God in this conversation because I feel like, you know, it took me a long time to recognize that there are a certain type of people who can see God outside of religion. Tap in. And I feel like when you are in your faith, when you are dwelling on your faith, when you have an allegiance to your spiritual duty, that it breaks barriers. And I feel like now that I'm saying this, I feel like a lot of you might have been breaking those barriers with your family members specifically, because you know your a lot of your faith comes from what you learn through your family. Yeah, chaos at the bottom, intimacy. Yeah, ooh, me. Yeah, this intimacy, this chaos from intimate relationships. The confused, unorganized state of primordial matter before the creation of distinct forms. So yeah, I'm telling you, and the fact that we see soul and solar, I'm telling you, collective, people are going to start removing themselves from your life, and you don't even have to ask, and they know they got to remove themselves. Listen, people that remove themselves from your life, it's not always a respectful endeavor, okay? A few times it is. But also people know that they can't sit next to you. They spiritually don't have the spiritual mechanics too. Ooh-wee. I know a lot of you are showing compassion for that. You can't help it. But back to this faith and seeing how this is without question for you. The reason why I kept bringing up God was coming out neutral. The reason why I keep bringing up God is because a lot of people are very neutral when it comes to addressing their faith, when it comes to addressing their belief, when it comes to addressing where they stand. But you are not. The fact that neutral came in between purpose and activation lets me know that this is almost like a mindset that you want to crush. Like, no, you ain't neutral in nothing. It's either a yes or a no. You either with God, you against God. You either believe or you don't. Tap in. People who are impartial are dangerous. So be careful of that, collective. Look, consistency and illumination. The fact that illumination is coming out when we just talked about the sun so much. Now, first of all, this card is so damn bright, it's hard to even read the words on it. But let's try to go. Ooh, girl, I gotta put on my spiritual warfare glasses. Hold on, y'all. Woo. Here we go. Decoration by the art of lighting or lighting effects. Yeah, so making something that was once unseen come to light. That's why I said you provide light for a lot of people. Listen, the intensity of light falling at a given place on a lighted surface, the luminous flux incident per unit area. Ooh, we collective. I'm feeling like collective, the consistent illumination that you give no matter where you go is an inherited gift from your ancestors that has only been amplified through your faith in God. I love this collective. So let me end with this, collective. Let me end with this. It don't matter the battlefield that you are on. It don't matter where you sit. It don't matter what's being said. It don't matter who's trying to interrupt your flow. It doesn't matter. You got to deal with that person regardless, and they got to get out of your way during your preparation season. Their demons that they're fighting has nothing to do with you. That is something that was instilled in them, maybe as a kid. Maybe it's something that was handed down to them in the womb because their parents was inheriting some spiritual bullshit that they maybe have never dealt with before. But what they won't do is they won't shame you into failing. They won't shame you into believing that where you are is not where you are meant to be. They will not shame you into feeling unsafe or unworthy of being comfortable. They won't shame you into feeling like you gotta look like what you go through. Tap in. They must have missed the memo that they can't destiny swap with you. Because the world has to witness your rising, your flourishing. They have to witness you blooming. Tap in. They have to witness you go into your abundant season. And it's going to be seen, collective. Tap in. Divine purpose, divine activation, divine movement. Everybody going to see it. Even if you somebody who's like on some private, like, I'm just going, be in my abundance by myself. Let me say something. No, you're not. No, you're not. Every time you step out on the scene, people going to be like, wow, you are a ray of sunshine. Tap in. You are in your faith. There is no neutral conversation. You either is or you ain't. And I feel like that's going to benefit you as well, collective, when you are finally able to say like, yo, is you is or is you ain't? What you gonna do here? Don't play with me. We are consistent illuminators. Don't play with me. And the fact that neutral is actually coming straight in between the two of swords, the two of cups, and this appeasing mouth, feeling trapped, yet feeling like emotionally triggered, like that neutral in between, no. Because if you can sit at neutrality when it comes to your spiritual endeavors, that means that the devil can take you easily. Tap in that you can be easily convinced. No. Nah, ain't nobody playing them games. Take that back. Take that back. Take that back. Few more words before we dip up out of here. There's some closing conversation for the collective that they can walk away with. Tap in. Ooh, I really enjoyed this message. What else? What can the collective walk away with? What can the girl? Transformation and recovery. Perspective and self-empowerment. Absolutely. You know what? The fact that even came out, 10 of feathers, 9 of feathers, perspective and self-empowerment, along with recovery and transformation. I'm telling you, collective, this person being triggered by you being you, that is actually like your sign. That is confirmation that you're on the right path, collective. Tap in. They don't even know that they're confirming the fact that they done fucked up. in, collective. They are confirming the fact that they are fucked up and confirm that you are on the right path. We got to remember when the enemy shows its face, no matter which layer it shows its face in or at, excuse me, that it is a sign that you are on a particular path. Look, quest and renewal. What's hiding behind the quest and renewal? Justice, truth, and choice. Period. I really love that you are staying humble. I really love this part of your journey. I love everything about this collective. Because the battlefield seems like it's something very like chaotic and a lot going on, and you gotta fight this person. It's like, no, this is really an awareness for you. This is simply what this is. This is a full-blown awareness for you, collective. This had to be exposed for you to go to another level. So the person exposing themselves is just exposing themselves to let you know, like, hey, where you are is good. It's so good that it's triggering the shadows of your enemy. You are on the right path. Stay there. You are in your divine purpose. You are in divine activation. You are in divine movement. You are in your faith. You are consistent with illuminating. You are blooming. You are budding. You are building. You are building a life of happiness. You're building a life of clarity. And sometimes to get to that clarity, you truly do have to look at people who don't want you to be clear, who want you to look like what you've been through. My name is Cass Young. If you made it this far, hey, thank you so much. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, September 20th, y'all, we are a few days away. September 20th is the masterclass, Spotting Demonic Behaviors in Humans, okay? 10 ways to spot a demon. The masterclass will be at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Grab your seat for $2.99 in the Crown Circle Collective. You don't want to miss this, okay? Tap in. Because when I drop the 10 ways to spot a demon, it's going to help you recognize when you got heifers up here in your face playing like they support you, but in all actuality is jealous. And that jealous runs deep in them, okay? Tap in. Also, you get exclusive access to my newsletters. You get exclusive access to my Saturday briefings for the Crown Collective and what's happening in the realm of spiritual warfare. And you also get information on what's coming up next. You get access to certain sections of my my sacred season, of your sacred season, excuse me, my 6-week container that's happening over the holiday season, collective. Listen, you don't want to miss it, okay? So make sure you grab your ticket for $2.99 by joining the Crown Circle, and I will see you guys in there. I love you so much. I want you to stay focused, protect your spiritual neck, and remember that your sacred crown is consistently, forever and consistently on. Bye, y'all.